Hello, everybody listening to the Fair Weather Podcast. It's your boy 2K Suave. I am joined with Mr. Alex Rodriguez. I am joined with Mr. Vic Rivera back from soccer camp. First of all, I just want to say, y'all, thanks. I've been having a weird Mercury retrograde day. I can't get none of my technology to work. I don't know what the hell's going on. Who did I piss off in the universe? But the gentleman here made me feel like everything was going to be okay. So everything does feel a little bit better now. Vic, I'm happy to see you.
I'm happy to be here, guys. Coming at you live from the Library of Congress after last night's debate. I'm trying to find those missing pets, man. Motherfuckers be eating pets out here and shit.
What, like,
don't go to Springfield.
Don't go to Haiti. Apparently, don't go to Haiti either. I mean,
they be eating pets.
I was
Dogs,
like,
cats, ducks.
The Haitians were like, why you say fuck me for? I'm just chilling. I'm chilling. But nah, to be honest with you, I was watching the Rays and the Phillies last night. I wasn't going to dedicate any of my time to debates. I don't really got time for all that bullshit. It's like reality TV now. But we're all here. If you're a winner, if your NFL team won this weekend, go ahead and raise your hand real quick. Go ahead and raise your hand real quick. Let's do a little crazy, wacky, funny. We're gonna start with you, A-Rod, because yeah.
Crazy, wacky, funny for me. Happened today. I was at the barbershop and I was just like waiting to get my hair cut, and notification says Shannon Sharpe is going live.
Got that damn notification.
And I was like, what's Uncle Shay gonna say at this time?
In the afternoon.
Bro.
Please elaborate.
You don't know what happened?
Yeah,
I saw the tweets.
People who have no idea what's going on, please elaborate, sir.
He was rearranging some girl's guts on his fucking IG live. You could hear her moaning and shit, man.
So it was by accident.
It was by accident. He came on and was like, my shit got hacked. My team is looking into this. I'm very sorry. Yeah. Meanwhile, Paul Pierce is at home like, the fuck? Like, yeah. He said, fuck me. What the fuck is this? So all I know is him and Ocho are going on live tonight to explain what happened. So I'm kind of like wanting to see that after this.
While this is happening, I'll be reading the Twitter comments, because Twitter is where did you know, Vic, that the Library of Congress has every tweet ever tweeted ever in life, including the ones that you deleted and you thought don't exist anymore?
I actually I didn't know that, Kay, because I am here.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. So go ahead and look for the tweets back there, because
that's what I'm doing. I'm looking for the tweets.
All right, cool. So we gonna find all the I'll update y'all when I start seeing some of the tweets and everything like that. But yeah, that was pretty crazy.
That's only Wednesday, man.
That takes the cake. Let's just keep it a buck. And that one takes the cake. So Vic, go ahead and let me know what you got.
Well, I know his. I know yours.
I mean, the dog thing was crazy. I mean, that shit was crazy. But I mean, absolutely insane. I mean, the whole debate was crazy. But I was not watching the debate like UK. I have lost all faith in our political system. And I was watching the United States men's national team tie a team from.
Not even any better?
Yeah, no, not yet. There's a twist at the end of this story. So the United States men's national team tied a New Zealand team that had 9 players in the Olympics on that team, right? And we beat them in the Olympics 4-0 and tied them 1-1 in a friendly with our quote-unquote A team. But the silver lining here is that we finally announced Mauricio Pochettino as the head coach of the United States men's national team. He will be paid $6 million per year, the highest paid coach in CONCACAF and the highest paid coach in the United States men's national team's history.
That man better come through.
Things are looking up.
Was he in the game yesterday?
He was not.
He was not? Okay.
He will be flying stateside tomorrow and have a press conference on Friday with the United States Soccer Federation.
All right. So for the people who don't really understand, to put it in football terms, right? what kind of coach are we getting? And I'm talking about American football terms. What kind of coach are we getting? What kind of,
Kyle Shanahan.
Ooh, no way. That's boy wonder right there. For real?
That's a good comparison.
That's boy wonder. He's really that good?
He's that good. He's a guy that's always been competed, has always been there for trophies.
He's been for clubs. He's played for big clubs.
He's coached big clubs. He's coached big players. Lionel Messi, Neymar. Harry Kane at Tottenham. He took a Tottenham team that, let's be honest, was not that great to the Champions League final. So that's where I get the comparison to Kyle Shanahan. He's been there a lot. He's never won an actual trophy, but he's always been in the hunt. And with lesser teams, he's brought lesser teams. He's elevated lesser teams to be in the hunt.
Okay. So like if a backup running back it comes into the game, we can expect him to run for 147 yards, no problem.
Exactly.
So, hey, whoa. That had nothing to do with the Jets, bro. I promise. Nothing to do with the Jets.
47.
That's the most recent football game I watched. My bad, dog. Anyway, for me, I'll start with just I like to kind of give a little college football real quick. University of Michigan finally lost. There's that. Texas is a lot better than I thought. That's one thing.
Oh, you didn't have college Stallions.
Colorado is a lot worse than I thought.
Yes.
That's another thing. And don't we wish like the Pac-12 still exists, because they've been playing their ass off. Now that they're in the Big Ten, they all playing well. So that I would like to say college football is going to be weird this year. But that brings me to the University of South Florida. Sat on the couch watching that game. I didn't say a word during the game because I'm very superstitious, and we holding our own against the number 4 ranked Alabama Crimson Tide. I don't give it. And the same game, Nick Saban's getting the field named after him. The same game that Nick Saban last year came to Tampa and we embarrassed them. We lost so closely that we dropped them in ranking. That's how bad it was last year. And you would think the following year they was gonna come out here and dog walk us the whole game. Final score, don't pay attention to the final score. Watch the game. We back, baby. I'm telling you right now. Like when we went,
we should run through the conference. We should
when
run through.
We were ranked number 2 in the nation back in 2007. We beat Auburn that year, right? That was a big deal. Had we beaten Alabama, bro, I would have. Well, I don't know what I would have done. So just know we're getting close. We're getting close. So anybody.
Congrats on losing. I bet you guys are really happy.
Hey! No one asked you.
I'm just saying. You guys are happy. You guys are celebrating a loss. And I know you guys think the game was close. The final score was not close. So
there was nothing to be for after that.
We covered.
You covered. Congrats. You covered by 3 points.
Hey, whenever USA soccer loses and it's like, oh, it's a good loss, you always on top of that. So don't start with me. All right. No. South Florida, baby. Go Bulls. All right, let's move on. Welcome to week 2 of the NFL season, y'all. Week 1. So let me just set the table for y'all real quick. So Thursday night, I got drunk, and there was a football game that was being played while I got drunk at Brio, and then I went to Bar Louie, and then Tiny Tap. I ended up at Tiny Tap here. I don't know what the hell's going on.
Why?
I don't know. I was like, bro, I need to go home. I need to go home. Meanwhile, the NFL just kicked off, and we got Kansas City and Baltimore. So we're gonna start right there. What were our predictions last week, A-Rod?
Looking good, Vic. I like the haircut, Vic.
Oh, yeah, thank you. I was like, this hat makes me feel hot. Sorry.
All right. You switched up the barber?
Yeah, guys, still great clips. I'll
believe that for a second. Anyway, Thursday night happens. We kick off the NFL season, and Isaiah Likely's foot was just a little bit too big for the end zone, or we would have had a completely different game. So that's how we kick off the NFL season. Is Mark Andrews don't get no shit. Isaiah Likely going crazy, and then his foot got too big, like Kevin Durant. Friday, the Philadelphia Saquon Barkley, mind you, dog walked the Green Bay Packers, and then on the last play of the game, we knocked out Jordan Love for a few weeks.
Yep.
So, it was like it was in Brazil. The field was slippery. Everybody's crying and complaining. I hated the commentary on Peacock. It was just a weird game, but hey, Eagles got the win. Saturday happens and it's college football. Then Sunday happens. We open up Sunday morning. And it's like, all right, let's get ready for some football. So Dak Prescott gets a contract. Cool. Sammy getting drunk at wherever. Cool. What else happened? Oh, we find out for Justin Fields is actually going to be starting on Sunday. All right, whatever, cool. And then at like 10:02, I'm looking at my phone. I'm saying, oh shit, Tyreek Hill got arrested. What happened? And then we all see what happened with the Tyreek Hill situation. Then we find out that what's that court? Deshaun Watson got another court case. Got a weird case. Why is he around?
Jamar Chase.
Jamar Chase, right before the game, was like, maybe I'll start. Maybe I'll play a couple plays. He gets in it, and then it's like Sunday was a weird ass fucking day, right? Then Sunday night happens, Puka Nacua gets hurt. Then Monday happens, and we find out Christian McCaffrey's not playing at 7:03. It's just, it was, the NFL loves the thematic, the thematic, how do you say it? Thematic?
Dramatic?
It's like theatrics.
Dramatic?
Oh, theatrics.
Theatrics. The NFL loves the theatrics. And as an avid WWE watcher for the last 30 years now, almost 30 years now, Vince McMahon could not have written a script like this for week 1. So I say that to say this: we survived, y'all. We all survived. So
and before you get into it, Kay, can I just say that if you would have posted the Fair Weather Podcast Same Game Parlay brought to you by Hard Rock Bets, you would have won a lot of money.
Yes, this is true, because Vic was on a tear this weekend, and
I was.
Me unfortunately I was not. Now, A-Rod, did you keep track of the statistics from the games of last week? Because I honestly don't remember who I picked.
I do remember who you picked. I don't have them in front of me though. I'll be better at that.
I have it right now. Let me pull it up real quick. Do you mind, guys? I can pull it up.
You have who we picked too?
I do.
I can tell you who I picked if you didn't write mine down, because I know I didn't respond in the chat.
Oh yeah, if you didn't respond in the chat, I don't have it, but
oh crap,
I do have it if it's in the chat. Hold on, I best all the drunken Sammy pictures.
As we get to our results,
I got it right here.
All right, cool. Before we get to the results of the game, I just want to ask, for you, A-Rod, I'll start with you. Who would you say was the biggest surprise, team or player or coach, and the biggest disappointment just off the weekend? You don't got to go deep into your explanation. I just want to know biggest surprise and biggest disappointment.
The biggest disappointment was tight end ones. Pick your poison. Biggest surprise to me has to be Sermon for the 49ers, because we don't know what day he was told he was going to start, and apparently it's a saga. Now that's another thing that happened.
I mean that fucks up bettors. That fucks up fantasy football. I mean, that was a big dick move on their part.
I want you to take that right now, because that's perfect. I do want to talk about that, because apparently they say he knew on Friday. Is that true?
That's
what he said. He said he was starting. He said he knew he was starting. He didn't say that he knew that McCaffrey would be out. So there's a caveat there. But and from a betting perspective, if you're looking at it, you have what's supposed to be a much better New York Jets team. Sorry, A-Rod, I got to pick on you a little bit here. What's supposed to be a much better Jets team, and versus Super Bowl loser last year in 49ers, you had a -4 spread, which right off the bat, personally to me, felt fishy already at -4. But of course, I took the Niners. I'm sure a lot of, even though it did end up hitting, they covered the spread. I'm sure a lot of bettors would have thought either this is a stay away or maybe I need to move away from this. Also, something I took advantage of pregame was Deebo Samuel's rushing yards. Right, it was posted at 20.5 over under for the game. I took the over.
What time did you see that?
Immediately after they said McCaffrey was out.
They didn't lock it?
No, they did not lock it.
Because I was at work before I even knew McCaffrey was about to get hurt. I was looking at just what I didn't want to touch the game. It was just too much. After last year on 4 plays and Aaron Rodgers was out, I'm like, yeah, I'm not touching this bullshit. So, I was looking at maybe what would I pay attention to. So in my head, I was like, all right, Breece Hall anytime touchdown, I like that. Then I looked at Deebo Samuel. I was like, his rushing and receiving yards at like 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time was 66.5. I was like, rushing and receiving combined, 66.5. I was like,
I don't think he hit that though, did he?
He did. He had 77.
Oh, okay.
I was like, oh yeah, of course I'll take that. But after the injury news came out, the rushing and receiving that actually did get a lot because one of my coworkers was trying to make the bet and it went from 66.5 to 77.5. And of course, it was 77, and that's and hit the under would hit there. But yeah, it is from a betting standpoint. It's like the reason why they had to start doing like announcing doubtful and probables and all that shit was for this exact reason, because that's why at 11:30 a.m. Eastern every Sunday they got it. Those 1 o'clock games, you got to announce this is going to be what the roster is, so that Vegas can do what they got to do, and us degenerates can do what we got to do. Fantasy people got to do what they got to do. You know what I mean? Like all of that shit does matter.
And it's for the other team too, right? Because they have to be able to game plan. They have to be given some kind of, heads up what the game plan is going to be. Not a game plan, but somebody like Christian McCaffrey being out, obviously pregame would have seemed like a big deal. Obviously postgame it didn't make a difference at all. But pregame I was thinking, fuck, I fucked up here because I don't know if San Francisco is going to be able to pull out. I mean, shit. Even on the broadcast, one of the announcers for Monday Night Football, I don't know which one it was, but they had originally picked San Francisco, then they flipped because Christian McCaffrey was out.
That was enough for them to flip.
Yeah, I know. I didn't say he was a good broadcaster.
No offense, they right. But that wouldn't have been enough for me to flip.
Same.
Happy birthday, right? Happy birthday.
It's more so because, it's just actually we'll get into the game.
Well, do you want me to give the bets from last week for me and Sammy?
Before that, no. What was your biggest? A-Rod, you gave your biggest disappointment. What was your biggest surprise?
I told you, biggest disappointment were tight end ones that everybody was like.
That's right.
And then the biggest one was Sermon for the 49ers. Mason.
Vic, who was your biggest surprise? Who, team or player, biggest surprise of the weekend and biggest disappointment?
I think we said winners, right? Like winners and losers. So biggest winner for me was J.K. Dobbins. He was able to clear out a defined role in that offense and show that he should be the number one back, not Gus Edwards. So I think that's huge for J.K. Dobbins. I think he showed that he is who we thought he was.
Yeah, just injuries, bro.
Yeah, exactly. He's incredible. What a great back.
Ohio State running back with a Michigan coach. I love it.
Happy to have him on my fantasy team. And then my biggest loser. Oh, I gotta go down to that. I forgot who I put.
And did you draft J.K. or did you pick him up like on waivers?
I did draft J.K.
All right, now that's what I'm talking about, Vic.
I love. It's actually a dynasty league. I've had him on my team for a few years. Okay. I
gotta tell you about my stories.
So my losers were Jordan Love and DeAndre Swift. Obviously, Jordan Love with the injury, he had such a promising end of last year. I think it's a big L to not have him for the Green Bay Packers. But more so, DeAndre Swift, he looked awful. Honestly, that whole Chicago offense looked terrible. So I would just put Chicago offense as the loser. Even though they got the win, if it wasn't for the defense, they would have lost that game. So
some would say it stinks.
Yeah, I think they stink.
That's funny. So did you watch Hard Knocks, Vic?
I did not.
I know A-Rod did. Did you? A-Rod, at what point did we see DeAndre Swift on Hard Knocks? Zero.
Really?
I didn't see him once on Hard Knocks. I'm like, I don't know, something must be off. They showed backup running backs. I think I saw Khalil Herbert. I definitely saw all three of the receivers and the quarterback. I didn't see DeAndre Swift at all.
You know, the crazy thing is that people forget DeAndre rushed for 1,000 yards in that Eagles backfield last year. 1,000 yards.
Yeah, damn right. And guess what? We leveled up.
Yeah, I'd say
we
so.
leveled up. Okay, and then for me, I mean, I'll just take it, man. Saquon Barkley, from a player perspective, that would be one of my big surprises. Not even surprised. And yeah, he definitely a fantasy winner too. But like, people ask me like, do you, as an Eagles fan, they ask me as a biased Eagles fan and then unbiased Eagles fan, what's my take on Saquon? I said, you better recognize this year with Saquon. Like years and years and years, we just be shuffling through running backs because we needed the right guy to be with Jalen Hurts. DeAndre Swift had an amazing year. We said adios. Miles Sanders had an amazing year. We said goodbye. Before that, I mean, you can name. We've had running backs for years, right? And finally, we were like, all right, now we got one. That's the one. And he showed what he was able to do with an offensive line that knows what the hell how to block, and with a quarterback that they actually have to fear. Meanwhile, I had to turn on Sunday. I had NFL Red Zone on, and Daniel Jones.
7 hours of uninterrupted football.
I was like, hell yeah. And the first thing I see is, unfortunately, one of my biggest disappointments is the Carolina Panthers. Throw a pick on the first play. Daniel Jones. Since he signed his contract, more pick sixes than touchdowns. So that whole if
that GM isn't fired, I swear to God, man.
And that video keeps resurfacing. He was like, it looks like they dragged up the price on Saquon. We good. I'm like, all right, cool.
That old man, the president, haunts my dreams if I'm a Giants fan.
That was the first time that in a long time I felt bad for the Giants. I looked at him. He looked so miserable. I'm like, in his mind, like, I can't believe I hired this dude.
He said Saquon Barkley is probably the most
popular,
fan-driven player that we've had in a long time. He puts the people in the stands. And he said, if we lose him to the Eagles, I don't think I'll be able to sleep at night.
He'll be sick, can't sleep at night. And then he had to watch us in Brazil and then watch his $140 million quarterback be trashed against your boy, A-Rod, Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold came back from the dead and showed him up. So, all right, but Vic, you got the and then also Mike Tomlin build the statue. Vic, you got the
Thank you. Give me my theme music.
Hey, give me my Black Forces, bro. Oh, I did forget because you were talking about J.K. Dobbins. So in my work league, I drafted Gus Edwards, right? Gus Edwards was a dud last week. And then I also drafted Marvin Harrison, who also was a dud last week. But I was like, I don't know. I didn't know if I wanted to make any trades, right? My coworker offered me this trade on Friday or Saturday. It was George Pickens and Kenneth Walker for Gus Edwards and Marvin Harrison. I didn't accept it on Saturday. I waited for Sunday to play out.
Damn,
I saw how Sunday played out. I accepted it Monday morning. And he's at a conference right now. So he can't say, he's not saying nothing. So long story short, this snakery worked.
Yeah, you fucking dick, dude.
Hey, should have canceled the trade.
He should have. That's on him.
I'm sorry.
That's on him.
Games, play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
I just waited for Monday to happen. I saw J.K. Dobbins go off. I said, yeah, I need a running back. let me get a Kenneth Walker and George Pickens, basically for Marvin Harrison Jr. That's fine. Vic, go ahead.
So I went 2 for 5 last week. I lost Baltimore, lost Green Bay, lost Atlanta, won Dallas, won San Francisco. Sammy went Sammy went 3 for 3. And that's all I got.
3 for 3?
3 and 3. He went 3 for 6.
Well, there's only 5 games.
Nah, but he picked 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh no, he 5. Yeah, so he went 3 for 5.
Okay. Now, are you basing this off of how we bet the game as far as like, spreads and covers and overs and unders and shit?
Yes. I'm not basing it on my actual bets, which I only do teasers on NFL.
So what I want to do moving forward, we're gonna call week 1 a wash. Okay. Here's how I want to score for everybody. I want y'all to hear this because we are going to make sure that the advice that we're giving you is actually going to be good advice for you. And based on how we're being scored every week, you'll know who to start trusting a little bit more. So we're going to do every game is going to be worth 3 individual points. You got to choose how you're going to do it with the spread, whether cover or this or whatever. Actually, no, 2 points. Your best bet, either money line or spread. But if you do spread, you got to tell me who your winner is. And then over or under. That's going to be like a bonus point, basically. So that's how we're going to have to start keeping track. Vic, I'm making you in charge of this because you're a numbers guy, and I need A-Rod to just work.
I'll take care of it. All right. I'm writing it down right now. Don't worry.
Great job.
I saw
he said, Vic, you're in charge. I was like, dude, I can't even fucking wipe my own ass.
Why you fuck me for?
Yeah. Why am I getting picked on?
The kid that sits in his seat.
All right.
You fat piece of bacon. Why am I getting picked on?
Let's R.I.P. Drake. What happened to Drake?
Kendrick probably put him in a body bag.
Let's talk
Kendrick
about
drop.
All right. Shit. Oh shit. Is it 9 o'clock yet? All right. Ooh, I'm about to get on Twitter. I'm about to let y'all know what's going on, everybody. With Shay. All right.
Let's let you know. I gave you everything I got.
Hey, Skip. Look. No, anyway. All right. Let's recap last week's our big games that we did talk about. Baltimore versus Kansas City. Talked about it to begin the show. 27-20. The Super Bowl defending champs are off to a 1-0 start. Big takeaways from that game, A-Rod.
Football and sports are just like soccer. They're all like soccer. It all comes down to the replay at the end. And it just so happens the shoe was just a little bit bigger. So, I don't know. I think Kansas City's hit another home run with another receiver they drafted with Xavier Worthy.
Yeah.
I think Baltimore is just an unfortunate loss. I think they're going to be okay. It's a tune-up game.
They seem real confident after the loss. Everybody was like, "Oh yeah, we good, we chilling." I'm like, "Okay."
Yeah, they good.
They were one shoe length away from tying that game up.
Yeah,
they would have went for 2.
Yeah, they definitely would have.
Harbaugh on the road is going for 2.
I don't like the what they said about Henry though. Like we didn't bring Henry to run the ball as much. Like then what the fuck did you get him for? Like the motherfucker's gonna run the ball a lot. I hate to tell you that. So, and then Isaiah Likely, like I like the kid a lot. I like him a lot. That man, like Mark Andrews, he might be on the bubble soon.
What did I ask A-Rod? What was one of our questions we asked last week? I said, who has bigger bust potential, Mark Andrews or Sam Laporta? Who do we all say? I don't remember. I think I
said Kelsey. It was Mark
Kelsey.
Andrews or Kelsey.
Mark Andrews or Kelsey. I said Kelsey.
You said Kelsey at first, and then you digressed back to Mark Andrews.
Yeah. And then who'd you say?
I said Kelsey because his age.
So his age.
Kelsey.
And it wasn't like he did anything spectacular in this game. But with the emergence of Isaiah Likely, Vic, do you think Mark Andrews, because you weren't here to answer that question last week, you think Mark Andrews has like big bust potential this year based on where he was definitely drafted 4th, 5th, no later than the 4th or 5th round in people's fantasy drafts?
Yeah, I mean, I would do whatever I could to get Isaiah Likely. I think that's his position now.
Damn, you think so already? I mean, Mark.
Even at the end of last year, it seemed like Isaiah Likely was getting the higher target share, and he most certainly did this first game of the season. He's definitely he's the younger tight end right now. He's just better than Mark Andrews in all aspects of the game right now. Maybe Mark Andrews still gives something in the blocking, but I don't see him being the starting tight end on any fantasy football team going forward if you're smart.
Damn. After one hip drop tackle in late last year, that's the end. That's the end.
But he's also older too. You gotta remember,
he's 25.
Is he 25? No fucking
Mark
way.
Andrews cannot be more than. He's a kid.
Now I'm googling that shit. No, he's way older than 25, dude.
All right. You tell me. He's 29.
He's 29, dude. He's 29.
He's already 29?
Yeah, he's been in the league forever. That's what I'm saying. Isaiah Likely, he's the new guy. So
get out of here.
He just turned 29. Happy birthday.
Oh shit, yeah, his birthday was like last week.
Dale, 29 is 29.
Yeah.
For tight end, I think Gronk was 30 when he retired. He's the greatest tight end of all time. So
like 33, but he's yeah.
If you don't think Gronk is the greatest tight end of all time, then I can't talk to you.
Shannon Sharpe said Gronk is the greatest tight end of all time. So, the man that was.
He also busted a girl's guts out on IG Live.
I was cramming earlier. I'm gonna just go rock what he said. You know what, Vic? Because I did not know that. I thought he was young still. Cause like, didn't he come in with Lamar?
No, he was there before Lamar.
God, 18? Yeah, 2018. So a year before. I had no idea that he was that old. You know what? You're absolutely right. Damn. Now I should. So one of my leagues earlier today, they dropped $60 of their $100 fab dollars to go get Isaiah Likely. So I don't know if that was too much, but damn.
I want to know in what league you're in. Are you playing on like rookie? Like what's going on? That Isaiah Likely was still even available.
Yeah, he was available, bro. He was available.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
But what were your biggest takeaways from the football game?
The Ravens game?
Yeah.
I think that the Ravens are still good. And Kansas City has a great home field advantage. I'm not buying into I never bought into the hype that this is like an unstoppable dynasty that cannot be stopped. I still don't believe that. Even after one game. The Ravens, I thought, did not play that well and still almost won the football game.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm not buying the hype on the Kansas City Chiefs. I am buying the hype on the Baltimore Ravens. In my opinion, this is probably your AFC conference your AFC conference final.
Way to go out on a limb, bro.
I know, right? Yeah.
So looking at updates into like from like an odd standpoint, Kansas City is plus 450 Super Bowl winner. Baltimore is plus 1100 Super Bowl winner. But conference winner, because that would make more. That to me would be like, okay, plus 260 Kansas City, plus 575 Baltimore. So based on what you watched, plus 260 Kansas City or plus 575 Baltimore Ravens? What do you think is to get to the Super Bowl, basically?
It's tough because so this is why I don't do futures.
Yeah.
It really, in my opinion, it would really come down to who has home field advantage. I think Kansas City has an immense home field advantage when they play there, especially in the winter months.
But they played Baltimore in the conference championship game last year.
They did, and they lost. And Baltimore lost, right? Because they played in Kansas City.
They played in Baltimore because that's what that was the whole thing. Like once they get to play in our house, we got them, and they still got their ass beat.
I still take Baltimore if Baltimore's home. I think they're better. I think Zay Flowers is a star, even though he didn't really have a huge impact on the game. I saw things there that made me excited as a fantasy owner in my dynasty league to have him for the future. I think that he has star potential. I love the addition of Derrick Henry. Once they figure out how to integrate Henry into that offense,
yeah,
they're going to be unstoppable. They're going to start doing more read options.
Yeah.
I think so. I don't know if you guys watched the Washington game at all, but Jaden Daniels basically was running the read option the whole game.
Run that in football for real.
Yeah.
Dumbass don't know how to slide. Yeah, and RG3 we don't.
Yeah. So yeah, I like the Ravens to win it. I would not take either future bet though for either
Either
team right now. The team I would take the future bet for though is the San Francisco 49ers. I'm sure we'll get to that game later.
Yes, we will get to that game a little bit later. Because I was going to go in order of Thursday. Now we're going to go on Friday. I'll just Green Bay, Philly. I'll just let y'all know how I feel, and then Aaron, you can take it away. From a Green Bay perspective, I'll start with them. I'm in 3 fantasy football leagues this year. I had Jaden Reed on the bench, and so he was one of my 3 keepers because it was a 13th round keep. I left him on the bench, and I also drafted Christian Watson and left him on the bench. Friday night, I made a parlay bet. It was all receivers bet. It was AJ Brown yards, Devontae Smith yards, Christian Watson yards, and Jaden Reed anytime touchdown. And Christian Watson had 17 yards. So I'm going to probably just drop him because of that, even though he's probably somebody you shouldn't drop. He literally ruined my parlay, and then me benching Jaden Reed caused me not to win my fantasy football match. I would have went 3-0 in all 3 of my leagues had it not been for my dumbass not starting Jaden Reed over Jackson.
That you had.
It's 3 receivers. So I have
Get out.
Oh shit, what happened? Oh shit, go Red Sox.
Orioles home run.
Oh my god. Hey everybody, I want y'all to know that Vic is a
degenerate gambler.
Fan, but he's also a degenerate. He's also a degenerate. So to make on this fantasy football team that I have for this specific league, I changed the name to the bench warmers. I have Nico Collins, did his thing. Marvin Harrison was a dud. And then I started Jackson Smith and Jibba over Jaden Reed. That was where I made a mistake. I would have, no matter what, I was going to start Marvin Harrison anyway. It was when I started Jackson Smith and Jibba, I was like, that's a mistake. But I didn't know which Packers receiver to trust. That's why I'm mad I drafted Christian Watson, because it made me confused. And I know Jaden Reed is the guy, but go ahead, Vic.
I just want to give you guys a little bit of fantasy advice that I gave myself several years ago. In a redraft league, never draft a rookie wide receiver. They're just too much variables with a rookie wide receiver.
Why is that?
It's just always been a rookie wide receiver will have way too many ups and downs, right? So, and they're still learning routes. They're still learning the speed of the game. So I've never had a rookie wide receiver on my team. Granted, I know Marvin Harrison is a different type of animal, but just having that not variability, but volatility at that position is very dangerous for me. Personally, I like to the biggest thing I think I look at when I look at drafting a wide receiver is target share. So what kind of targets are they going to get? And you know, the wide receivers I like are the boring guys, right? The Chris Godwins, right? The Devonta Smiths. These are guys that you can get. I wish I was
going into the season. Look at Arizona, right?
Yeah.
In your mind, it was Trey McBride and who else? Like Dortch. They got rid of Hollywood. They got rid of Rondell Moore. It's literally. In my head, it was just going to be Dortch is the only competition for the 4th overall pick. That was the way I read it. Plus, it's a 3-keeper league. There's 36 players already off the table. So AJ Brown was picked first, and I was between Marvin Harrison and a bunch of old guys, and I thought long term, I was like, you know what?
No. I'm speaking strictly on redraft leagues. No keepers, no dynasty.
I got you. You're right. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, in a dynasty, in a redraft, in a keeper league, 100% you take Marvin Harrison Jr. The talent is insane there. Rome Duze, Malik Neighbors, you take those guys because those guys are going to be great, right? But for a redraft league, a 1-year rental, Marvin Harrison Jr., I love the guy. I don't want him figuring it out on my money though.
Correct.
So
exactly.
That's why I don't draft rookie.
I just went I should have just not have started him right away because I didn't have to. Like I left Jaden Reed on the bench. I left Khalil Shakir on the bench. I left Christian Watson on the bench. So I could have went so many different ways with that. So That's on me. But back to the Green Bay game. Yes, Jayden Reed looked fantastic. Jordan Love is one of the quarterbacks that I have in my other league, so that sucked on that last play. But overall, from a Philadelphia perspective, still a little bit concerned. I think we still got a lot of kinks to work out because it's a brand new. I mean, I know people hate the excuses and all that, but I'm gonna just say, look, like Jalen Hurts has had literally like 9 offensive coordinators in 8 years, so I have to allow him to just make these mistakes early. Like I hated the interception that he threw early on, but Saquon Barkley, yeah, he's the guy. Devontae Smith and AJ Brown, they're the guys. And if anybody was concerned that Dallas Goedert wasn't gonna come to the party this year, Dallas Goedert is a security blanket for Jalen Hurts. And they had one of them set a stat on Peacock during the game that Jalen Hurts is throwing at a 69% percentage when Dallas Goedert is on the field and throwing 58% when he's off the field. So clearly, I know there's a lot of mouths to feed. You probably thought Jahan Dotson was about to go crazy already. You probably thought the rookie that we drafted, Wilson from FSU, was going to go crazy already. You probably thought a lot of things. Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown, the running back and the tight end. That's just that is the bread and butter for the
Stick to what you know. Stick to what you know, man.
That's what we know. And Kellen Moore, I like what he's going to bring to our table. So long story short, with our offensive players, week after week, I feel like you can start Jalen Hurts whenever you want. You can start A.J. Brown whenever you want. Devontae and Dallas Goedert and Saquon. They are, to me, you can start them every week, especially with Kellen Moore in the offense now. I feel comfortable. And then with A-Rod, because we talked about this last week, for a couple of weeks, about Green Bay Packers. So we saw how the ball was spread out from a receiver standpoint. We saw how they played with Jordan Love. Now we're about to go to Malik Willis, and we're going to see how that goes. So when you look at that team now that it's not – now do I even start Jayden Reed? Anyway, now that we're not going to have Jordan Love for 4 weeks. First of all, what was your impression on the game, and how are you approaching anything Green Bay related kind of for the next month?
How I approach the game, Saquon is him. Everything I said about him in the offseason was true. He doesn't play with an offensive line like the Eagles have. It's going to open up holes. Guy's a monster. Does it all. That's RB1 in my books. I'm sorry. But I'm happy he's paid. I'm happy he's there. It sucks to be a Giants fan. Jalen Hurts, it happens. It's first game of the season. I wasn't too impressed with his pick, but like you said, he's had a shit ton of coordinators that he's had to go through. So hopefully they get this one right. I think they got the guy that should be there. He'll figure it out. I'm not worried about him. And as for the Packers, losing Jordan Love at the very end of the game, it's very sad.
As an Eagles fan, I was pissed. I was like, come on, man. That's one of my quarterbacks to fantasy.
It's now the Malik Willis show, but they're also talking to Ryan Tannehill, so we'll see what happens there. I think if they get Tannehill, I think I'd be more comfortable starting Jayden Reed, but Malik Willis, I was high on him coming out of the draft, and then I saw him start, and he just looked really, really like he doesn't read the playbook type shit. I don't know. I would be staying away from Green Bay players for a little bit and more rely on Josh Jacobs if you have Josh Jacobs moving forward. But could be wrong. You don't know. But I'm just going my gut on that.
Got to make a trade for Josh Jacobs. That's a good idea.
And like I said too, there isn't no focal point on that team. I know Jayden Reed had a good game, but they spread the ball out to everybody on that team.
Could be Christian Watson.
If you had to guess, who had the most targets?
I don't have to guess.
I think it was Jayden Reed, but
A-Rod, who do you think had the most targets?
Jayden Reed.
Romeo Doubs.
Damn it. That's what I wanted to say. I told you, man. That's the guy.
So
that's the guy.
Romeo Doubs has 7 targets and played 58 snaps. Jayden Reed, 6 targets on 48 snaps. Christian Watson only played 42 snaps with 5 targets. And then Wicks had 2 targets with 30
I'm telling you, they have plays. they have plays for each of those guys.
That's
The red zone. The red zone threat is Romeo Doubs. Romeo Doubs is the red zone. In the middle of the field, that's Jalen Reed, and the deep threat is Christian Watson. Usually, that's what it usually is.
Vic, what was your biggest takeaways from that Philly Green Bay game? And looking at Green Bay, same question for you. Like, how do you approach this team for the next month from every aspect? Because, you know, I mean, I'll pull up the schedule in a little bit about who they play. So how would you play it? And then from a wide receiver standpoint or running back, how would you play any of that?
Stay away from all Packers. From a fantasy perspective, moving forward, maybe if you're feeling frisky, like you said, if you already have Josh Jacobs, you're going to start him regardless, right?
You wouldn't trade for him?
I wouldn't. He only had 16 carries in the game. And remember, Jordan Love's probably only going to be out for 4 weeks. Yeah, that's true. Okay, yeah, it's a good point. But yeah, I just would stay away from all Green Bay players.
I would too.
Cool. All right. Next game, Dallas-Cleveland. Yeah, Dallas beat the dog shit out of Cleveland, and Deshaun Watson got some more issues going on. I just want to say, big shout out to not even a shout out, but like the fact that case this latest case came out for the little sexual assault thing, whatever he got going on. All I know is that they had that shit in the contract that said if you have any other cases after the fact, we can void this contract. Yeah, Deshaun Watson ain't gonna be a Cleveland Brown by the end of the season. I can tell you that right now.
Who's their backup? Does anybody know who their backup is?
Jameis Winston, baby.
Oh, what the fuck? They be better off with Jameis.
Thank you. So just so y'all know, Deshaun Watson won't be a Brown by the end of the year. But biggest takeaways, A-Rod, from that game.
Dak finally got paid. I'm curious to see how this Dallas team plays out. Like, I think the Browns are just they're always in the shit show all the time. And Deshaun Watson, I'm sorry, like, he's just not it. All of his stuff in Houston was amazing. I'll give him his flowers there. But since coming here and having the tag as, a rapist, like,
you rapist.
Come on out, you rapist. So I don't know. It sucks to see it because I want to root for the guy. I want everyone to have a second chance, but he just doesn't look like he has it. And I feel for Browns fans, but they make it dumb all the time. So
they
the Browns stink.
My big takeaway, the over/under for Dallas Cowboy wins is at 10.5 still. I like the over now. Like, now I'm convinced. Like, all right, they'll be fine. Also, will either of y'all start Zeke in any kind of you think he's still fantasy relevant?
I told you, yes. Start Zeke.
He is a good flex, and with running back 2 upside. I had a buddy tell me, and I'm just gonna make this real quick. I had a buddy tell me to try and trade. Who was it? He wanted Derrick Henry. This is a dynasty league. He wanted Derrick Henry for the backup there. What's his name?
Huddle?
No, not even Huddle. It was Dowdle.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wanted, and I was like, no fucking way. This Dowdle guy's been there for 3 years. Zeke is going to be the primary carrier, and you saw it here. He had more rushing yards. He had 40 yards and a touchdown, 4 yards per carry. Yeah, I think Zeke's the guy right now.
Right. Pittsburgh, Atlanta. I have a few things to kind of get to in this one. So, A-Rod, we talked about it. Mike Tomlin, never bet against the man. That was my big takeaway. I can't bet against Mike Tomlin anymore. He might very well just go 9-8 again this year. They're gonna have a winning record.
You know you fucked up, right?
Yeah.
You fucked up, right?
You know you fucked up, right? A-Rod. And you also mentioned, oh, you know what? I think Justin Fields is gonna be a weapon. You should definitely pick him up. It looked like this might be his team. It looked like this might be his team moving forward. Now, from an Atlanta perspective, concerns. A-Rod, what concerns do you have about Atlanta, if any, from that game, from what you saw? And there's a time to get Michael Penix warmed up in the bullpen.
No, my concern is the head coach. I don't think Raheem Morris is the guy. I told you that. I think he's a good
game.
I told you though, like I saw what he did with the Bucks. Yes, he's older now. I appreciate that, but I don't think he's the guy. I'm not concerned with that team. He had rapport with his players when he was, making the connections, and Bijan Robinson is him. It's a good player, but it's just one game. But I'm still saying that I'm not a Raheem Morris fan. That's going to be the Achilles heel for the team, in my opinion.
Damn. But you still think Kirk Cousins can be him though? Because
Kirk Cousins will be okay. He has
his injury too.
He'll be okay. It's happened before.
Vic, what you think?
No, I think Atlanta stinks too. My biggest concerns in this game is for Drake London fantasy owners. Just 3 targets. He was the 3rd most targeted receiver on the Falcons. That worries me. And you know what? Justin Fields, I knew he was good, man. 17 to 23, very efficient. 7 targets for George Pickens, by the way. That's 3 more than any other Steelers receiver. So just something to keep in mind.
That's why I hit accept on that trade Monday morning. I said, Pickens and Kenneth Walker? Yeah, I like my chances here. So,
damn.
Hey, sometimes you got to be a little snake. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to be a little snake.
You're slithering, brother. You're slithering.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, we'll see what happens with the Steelers. The Falcons, though, we do play them this week. So, unfortunately, they might have to go to 0-2, but that's neither here nor there. All right, last but not least from last week, and I do have an extra credit one for you, Vic, but the Jets, San Fran, A-Rod, talk to me, man. Talk to me.
Same team, different year.
Do you think that this is like Robert Saleh's last? Because I know you a fan.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be if they don't turn this around. If they don't turn this around, it's his last year.
Something's got to give. You know what I mean? What do you think was wrong from in that game?
I don't know. If there's anything I'm happy about is we threw a touchdown on the first drive since 2006. So I'm happy about that. That got me going. And then my barber texted me. He was like, "You like what you're seeing, right?" And then three plays afterwards, I was like, "Show me a gun," So, what went wrong? I just think it's too new. Like I said, what I was reading in training camp or from the beat writers, like these guys aren't on the same page with shit. So they're gonna have to get their shit together, have camaraderie, and make the right plays. But Alan Lazard, like with Aaron Rodgers, is a different player than he was last year. I'm telling you this. I told you he's going to be good. But I think when Mike Williams, I'm telling you.
A little fluky to me.
Whatever you want to say, that's his guy. Whatever. When he plays with Aaron Rodgers, it's different when you play with fucking. I forgot the guy's name, Zach Wilson. It's a different breed of player you're playing with. So I think it looks good. And the 49ers, they're just them. They're them. We know they're them. Like they're definitely the favorite to go from the NFC to the Super Bowl again. We don't know when Mason got the call to start, but regardless, he heard his name and he did his thing. So, and I was telling people, I was like, there's no fucking tape on this kid. Take the bet on him. Take the bet. He'll do whatever it says. Plus 50 yards, whatever. Take that prop bet all day.
And shout out to Ricky Pearsall on the sideline. He was still wearing the rollie. He said, "Yeah, I got shot and I still got the rollie." So definitely big shout out to Ricky Pearsall. And I do have an announcement to finally admit something. I think Brock Purdy is a good quarterback because I know I've been tough on him, but what he does reminded me of, and I'm not saying he's the same guy. I'm not saying he's ever gonna be this guy. But I used to say the same shit about Tom Brady early on in his career. I'm like, bro, he don't even do nothing. He just be making the right plays. That's Brock Purdy. He don't do nothing spectacular. He just makes the right plays. And one day, once he starts figuring out the league and how easy it is for him to kind of dissect it, and that's when he become that next level. But yeah, he's a game manager. I used to say the same thing about Tom Brady, but I used to say Tom Brady's the greatest manager of all time. Brock Purdy, in that offense that Kyle Shanahan has for him, he may not be fantasy relevant, but for if you -4, yeah, you gotta take shit like that because like they are actually that good. So because he's the conductor of all that. But Vic, we got the Jets perspective. What would you say from a San Francisco standpoint? The outlook for them this season based on what you watched from that game.
Yeah, I feel it's tough to take a lot. I do think this is a better Jets defense. But I mean, anybody can run. Anybody can run. If you're in the San Francisco backfield, you're starting in my fantasy lineup. I don't care who you are. Mm-hmm. Brock Purdy, like you said, maybe not a fantasy quarterback that you want right now. But if you think about it, he threw for 231 yards. If you had a touchdown in there, he's looking pretty good. So not too bad.
Kyle Juszczyk could have had one of those. You dropped one in the end zone as well. Like there were some close ones there. So yeah.
Absolutely. I think Debo had a pass that he could that was called back for a holding too. And then just going back to Debo Samuel again, just one of the most reliable players in fantasy. Yep. He had 9 targets, 5 receptions from those 9 targets, but I mean his 9 targets were again 4 more than any other 49ers wide receiver. I would not be worried at all about George Kittle. He was number 2 on that target chart, tied with Ayuk and Jawan Jennings, but he hauled in 4 of his targets for 40 yards. You had a touchdown there. You're looking good.
Hey, Rod. So another one of the best that they would ask me about, they're like, what's another safe one? I said, what's Jawan Jennings catches? They said 1.5. I said, take the over. Take the over. He going to get them 2 catches, I promise you. So, yeah. And I forgot who said it. Some analyst on ESPN or FS1, I forgot. They said Jawan Jennings is the best number 3 receiver in the league. And I was like, well, damn. I know A-Rod agrees with that, but I'm trying to think. That's in the league. I got to look, but he may be onto something because he's always where you need him to be. So OBJ is going to come back at some point. He will be a wide receiver 3. Kansas City now, they bolstered up their wide receivers too. So I say temper that a little bit, but we'll see. But A-Rod, do you have the injury report at all pulled up?
Injury report?
Yeah, you got so I'm just thinking about significant injuries as we kind of go into week 2 because we're about to go into our week 2 pick'ems. But C-Mac, I know he's
CMC is doubtful. Jordan Love is.
Or is it they still?
It's doubtful right now. It's looking like Sermon's going to get one more game, or Sermon. Mason's going to get one more game. Yeah, Mason's going to get. I keep thinking Trey Sermon is there, and what a disappointment that was.
We even
the running back room in Miami is bottled. We got Mostert that's out. A-Chain is also doubtful or day to day, or I don't know, day to day, something like that. So people are scrambling to go get right. I'm telling you right now, look at Jeff Wilson.
Guess who picked up Jeff Wilson last night, bitch? I did. You damn right I did. Everybody was putting all this money and all these players on their fab. I said, I'm going to throw a couple dollars at Jeff Wilson, so let me see what happens. I got him. I was like, good. Good.
Puka Nacua is hurt, so if you took Cooper Kupp, I think you did the right thing there.
I sure did too, baby.
The Jamar Chase saga is a real thing. You need to monitor that and see how you're going to play that out. Right now, I'm looking at him like a good flex at the moment, but it kind of sucks. Yeah, I'll do my best. And what else did I have written down? I think that's it that I can think of off the top of my head.
All right. So let's get into week 2. I got 5 games again. Let's get these pick'ems going. To me, these are going to be our most intriguing games. So we're going to kick it off with Thursday Night Football. We got Buffalo. We got Miami. Now, looking at Buffalo last week, and speaking of the AFC East, I just have extra credit. Vic, before we get to week 2, I do want to get your thoughts. Your team that you love beat the team that you cheer for. What what I learned, my biggest takeaway from that game is never pick the Bengals in your survival pool in the first couple of weeks because I got God already. So thank you, New England, for now. I ain't got to worry about this shit anymore. But Mr. Gerard Mayo got his first win of the season. Sammy got drunk. I know we've said that like 6 times in this episode, but Sammy got drunk. And you guys are 1-0. What were your just real quick? What did you see? What did you like outside of Ramondre Stevenson, baby? Yes. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean Ramondre looked good. I thought Jacoby Brissett looked great too.
Mm-hmm.
I thought he looked like a capable quarterback. I mean, the Bengals were favored by 9.5 points this game, for God's sakes. I mean, it was a wild one for the Pats to win. I mean, Jacoby didn't do much, but he was efficient, right? He didn't turn the ball over. That's all we needed him to do. And Ramondre, like you said, he ran for 25 carries. He had 25 freaking carries. That's crazy. 120 yards, 4.8 yards per carry. That man's a stud. Yep. So I'm excited to play a team not coached by what's his name, Zach Taylor. But yeah, we'll see what happens next week against the Seahawks.
And what about your other team though, Cincinnati? How you feeling? You a little nervous about them now?
Yeah, I'd be hella nervous. Yeah.
All right. We won't go any deeper than that. But all right, cool. Let's get back to the pick'em. So Buffalo, Miami. Buffalo looked good looked decent, looked well in their win against Arizona. And Miami squeaked one out, got one out, just real close against Jacksonville. Had Doug Peterson been a little bit smarter as a coach, in my opinion, and ETN can hold on to the football, that would have been a Jacksonville victory. So we got 2 teams coming off of wins. We're playing in Miami. Obviously, we know what's going on in Miami with the injuries to the running backs room. So much news coming out with the Tyreek Hill situation. We're still coming off of Tua versus Brian Flores over the summer. So a lot of shit going on in Miami. And then we got Buffalo, Josh Allen looking to make an MVP case this year. He got less now, so he got less weapons. He looked like he's going to try to do Superman shit. So we got -2 according to Hard Rock Bet. Shout out to Hard Rock Sports app. Is it Sports app? Sportsbook. Whatever. Buffalo at Miami. Miami's favored by -2.5. We got an over-under set at 49, and our money line Buffalo +115. Miami -135. I will go really quickly to get it out the way, and I'll go to you, Vic, and then A-Rod. So how I see this game going, I like the under. I still think both teams are trying to figure shit out, and if Mostert and Achane are out, we're gonna be relying on too heavily on Tua having to be like incredible in the game. Even I know Mike McDaniel's not Kyle Shanahan. I know the offense is similar, but he's not Kyle Shanahan. So I like that under, and I think Buffalo's gonna be running the football a lot more this year than we anticipated. And then so I like the under, and then I like Miami to you know what? I'm changing my pick. Going into the game, going into this show, I had Miami winning this game. And normally I'd take Miami at home in the summertime. I'm taking Josh Allen. I'm taking the Buffalo Bills to win this game outright. I'm taking the money line +115, and that's how I'm playing it. Go ahead, Vic.
Alrighty, guys. So as Kay said, it's -2.5 in the favor of the Dolphins. The cash is 57% on the Dolphins, 23% of the tickets on the Dolphins. Something is going up there with the Sharps. So I'm actually gonna take the money line here, but just be cautious. Be aware the spread is 57% of the cash, 23% of the tickets. Money line, 60% of the cash, 71% of the tickets are on the Dolphins, of course, because they are the favorite. And as far as the over, give me the under in this game.
Any specific reason why?
70% of the cash, 27% of the tickets are on the under. That is significant.
I do like the under in this game. A-Rod, How you feel? How you playing this game?
I'm taking the under as well too. I'm gonna take the under on that. They also say that the arresting officer of Tyreek Hill was part of Bill's Mafia. So
that's fake. That has to be fake. I pray that's fake.
I'm picking.
I hope that's fake.
I'm picking the Dolphins here. I'm picking the Dolphins. It's going to split in the season 1-1. I think Buffalo will get them at home because we know how the Dolphins play in cold weather. They can't show up there, obviously. So I like the Dolphins to get this win here. It's 2.5.
You either gonna take the spread, you gonna take the money line. How would you play that if you like the Dolphins? Because if the Dolphins win, they're gonna win by at least a field goal. So
yeah, I like the money line.
All right.
I'll take the money line.
And also, and the reason why I'm the only one that's picking Buffalo on this one. We'll figure out what Sammy does, but I just feel like there's so much shit that's just going on in Miami right now. I feel like distractions might be a little high, so I'm gonna just.
Is it me or does what's the head coach's name again?
Mike McDaniel.
Does he look like he might be relapsing a bit? Like we might think he might be on the bottle again. Like.
Yeah, he probably is, bro. That Miami life will do that to you, bro. I mean, come on now. Come on.
He's a recovering alcoholic, though. You know that, right?
That Miami life will do that to you. I'm telling you. Like, he went from clean cut to, he got tan. Is he single?
No, he's got a wife and kids.
Okay, if he has a wife and kids, then he's probably sober still. I hope so. If he has a wife and kids, he's probably sober. But who knows? Anyway, let's move on. Next one. So, Seattle, New England. Last week, we had to do a Jets and we had to do a Eagles play. This week, we have to do a Patriots play, Vic. So, take it away.
All right. So, we're talking about Patriots Seahawks at Patriots. What's that?
Be more excited about your team, dog.
I am. I'm wicked excited. So, we have a spread of 3.5 in favor of the Seahawks, which is strange to me because the Pats are home. This is a 1 p.m. kickoff. West Coast team going east, in my opinion, favors the Patriots a lot. So I am actually going to go against the Sharps here, who have 90% of the cash, 16% of the tickets on the Seahawks. I'm going to go against the Sharps here. I'm going with the Pats plus 3.5 at home, and give me that over.
I love it. Oh, the over?
Yep. 40 points. It's the NFL. It's like 38.5.
Man, I don't know, bro. I feel like it's going to be a slow-ass game. A lot of running and trying to limit the mistakes. But go ahead, A-Rod.
I'm taking the Pats, too, just after what he said with the West Coast coming East Coast. Makes sense. I'm taking the under on it. I don't think it's going to be a high-scoring game whatsoever. What's the money line?
Money line.
Plus 157.
According to Hard Rock, plus 145.
145 now.
For New England, yeah.
What's the other?
Minus 175, Seattle. Too rich for my britches.
I guess give me the money line, I guess.
I'm taking the Pats just to win straight up, bro.
Yeah, fuck that. Yeah, I'm taking straight up. Fuck that.
We taking the motherfucking Patriots this week, baby. 2-0. Jacoby Brissett. I love it. Ramondre Stevenson. I'm here for it. Real quick with this game from a fantasy perspective, Jalen Polk and the other wide receiver, was it Thornton or something like that? They didn't really do much. Do much. What do I do?
No, it wasn't Thornton. It wasn't Thornton, or it was Demario Douglas. That's who you want.
Douglas. That's all right. We'll cross that.
I know. I mean, I'm honest. The only person on this team I'm taking is Ramondre Stevenson. But if I'm forced to take a wide receiver, it's KJ Osborne or it's Demario Douglas.
Don't take KJ Osborne. He drops everything.
And don't take the rookie in a redraft league according to
I'll never take Jalen Polk. Nope.
All right, cool. we got an exciting game. I liked how Tampa Bay looked on Sunday against Washington. I really liked how Tampa Bay looked. Baker Mayfield looked amazing. Chris Godwin and Mike Evans were still balling. Rashad White was a dog. Bucky Irvin was a dog too. Defensively, they could have done a little bit better stopping Jaden Daniels from running, but they stopped everything else. So we got Tampa Bay at Detroit. Detroit -7.5. We got a Sunday 1 p.m. game. Two teams that played each other in the regular season and the playoffs last year. Am I correct? They played in the playoffs last year as well. The over-under is at 51. Tampa Bay plus 300 on the money line. Detroit minus 400 on the money line. Vic, take it away.
I mean, this is a crazy one, boys. It's a huge line in favor of Detroit, -7.5 at home against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. 31% of the cash, 88% of the tickets are on the Buccaneers to cover, which is absolutely surprising because that means 69% of the cash, 12% of the tickets are on the Lions to cover 7.5. It seems crazy to me, boys, but if it were up to me, I'd take that big spread there, -7.5 in favor of the Lions.
In favor of the Lions.
Lions.
The Lions.
The Lions.
All right. Give me your football reason why. Not the Sharps, none of that. Give me your football reason why.
Absolutely. So on Sunday, the Detroit Lions ranked 6th in overall team play, 7th in defense, 8th in offense. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, as impressive as they looked, ranked 19th in offense and 27th in defense.
Damn.
If they are ranking that low defensively against that shitty ass Washington Commanders offense, think about what's going to happen when they have Jameson Williams, Amon St. Brown, whatever.
Sam Laporta, Jameer Gibbs, David
Exactly. Exactly. What's gonna happen to that defense? They're gonna get shredded. Give me the Lions -7.5.
Damn. All right, A-Rod, what you got?
I'm actually going to take the same as Vic. I like that. I was going to say straight up, but I like the 7.5. I think the defense holds its own. I think Tampa got exposed not having the corners that they usually have back there. They don't have Carlton Davis anymore. It's back to just throw it all over the Bucs again. I know they got Winfield, but one man can't do it all.
And Winfield is doubtful, by the way, with a leg injury.
Yep.
Is he now?
Yeah.
Shit. Now all my shit about to change.
And you know I'm not going to bet against Dan. You know that.
No, I know. What you thinking about? What y'all thinking about that 50? Was it 51?
I like over.
I like the over too. You think you like the over?
That's a tough one. I don't know. That's tough. I gotta go over. If I think Detroit's gonna get this 7.5.
Yeah, because Detroit gonna score. That means Tampa got to score too. Then, like, if you got Detroit winning by over 7 points, that means they're scoring 34 points in my opinion.
And the line opened at 7, and now it's 7.5. So
shit, good point. You know what? How I have this written down. I got Tampa Bay covering. I got the over, and I got Detroit winning the game though. So that's how I was seeing it. More, I would say if I had to choose between Tampa Bay covering and Detroit, like -400 on the money line is like I'm not adding that to anything. But from a spread perspective, 7.5 just seemed a little disrespectful to me. I think Tampa Bay still gets disrespected. Maybe because I live with I'm married to a Buck fan, so I got to ride or die for them too. I think Mike Evans is come on, man. Like we got to, he is that dude. Like what Andre Johnson was for the Houston Texans, Mike Evans has been that for Tampa Bay, and I hope people actually see that when he retires. Chris Godwin in this new offense, he's going to eat. I like a lot of what they got going on offensively. I gotta just assume that Baker Mayfield got a little bit of a little moxie to him, a little bit of heart to him, and he played Detroit twice last year. I got to assume that he know what the hell to do. I'm going to stick with my Tampa Bay covering. I still have Detroit winning the game though, but I think Tampa Bay will cover. I'm looking at a 30, 35, no, not 38 to 35. Yeah, that's what I'm looking at. I see fireworks. It's going to be inside the dome. It's going to be fireworks. It ain't going to be no weather shit. We're going to see fireworks. The LA Rams take on the Arizona Cardinals. We got an NFC West showdown. Arizona looked better than they did last year in their opening game against Buffalo. And the Rams, both teams coming off a loss. They took the Detroit Lions to overtime without Puka. Cooper Kupp went crazy. We got the over-under sitting at 49. We got the LA Ram money line at plus 100. Arizona minus 120. Arizona is favored by a point. Take it away.
Yeah, so we got, as Kay said, -1 in favor of the Cardinals. Cash, 96% of the cash, 24% of the tickets, guys, is in favor of the Los Angeles Rams, +1. Right now, we get the money line, 75% of the tickets. I'm sorry, 75% of the cash, 69% of the tickets are in favor of the Los Angeles Rams. And as far as the over-under here, 72% of the cash, 59% of the tickets on the over. I'm going straight sharp here because I like the Rams regardless. But I'm sorry, not the Rams. Yes, the Rams. Los Angeles Rams to cover, obviously the +1. If you're going to take them with the +1, you might as well take the money line at 101. Give me the Rams to win it and give me the under.
Same thing. We chalk here. Cool. I love it. We chalk here. Puka Nakua's injury, real quick. A-Rod, I'm gonna go to you. Like, what his impact on? How do you think that impacts everything else that's going on with the Rams? Because
just more share targets for what's his face, or more targets for Cooper Kupp and whoever's gonna step up. Like Demarcus Robinson, like that dude just comes out of nowhere when you need him. He's starting to be like a guy that's on my radar too to watch out for. Because at first I thought it was Tutu Atwell. Like I haven't seen Tutu play that game at all.
Is he still there?
I think so, yeah.
Nah, I don't remember hearing his name like one time. So last year he was impactful. Yeah. Let's see. Let me make sure he's still there because he is still on the Rams.
They got a tight end named Parkinson, and I don't know how shaky he is, but we'll see what he does. So
was it Cody Parkinson, shit like that?
Yeah,
that was wild, by the way. That's fucked up. But anyway, yeah, we chalked there. And then last but not least for our pick'ems this week, Chicago. Caleb Williams coming off of a subpar performance, going against Mr. C.J. Stroud himself, who everybody assumes Caleb Williams will have that kind of a rookie season. Probably not. But we got -6 Houston, over under 45.5. Money line Chicago +240. Money line Houston -300. Vic, what you got? And again, shout out to Hard Rock Sportsbook.
Can you repeat the first two?
Chicago, which part? The money lines or the over under or what?
Money lines.
Money line +240
for Chicago, -300 for Houston.
For the Houston Texans.
Jesus.
I know.
-300 for the Texans. They're playing. The Bears might have a good defense, so that's my only thing. Keenan Allen's questionable with a leg injury. I'm definitely taking the Texans.
You think 6? How you feel about the 6?
I think it's you got 90% of the cash, 14% of the tickets on the Texans to cover. I kind of like the Texans to cover, but I'm not comfortable with that. So I'll probably take the 6 with Chicago. I think their defense is good, really good, and I like the under, guys. I think I like the under.
I have, so just for logistics, Chicago covering, but I have the Texans winning. So long story short, I wouldn't touch either of those because I'm not.
I don't like this game at all. I
wouldn't touch the cover and I wouldn't touch the win. However, I do like the over though. I do like the over in this game because I think Chicago could have done better on offense last week, and they just ran into a couple of hiccups, and I think Caleb Williams is going to play better. I think with Keenan Allen not being there actually kind of helps a little bit in a weird way because he doesn't have to feel like, oh, I got to get the ball to him. Now it's just DJ Moore, the rookie, and run the ball.
Rome ain't there. Rome's got an injury.
Oh, shit. I'm going to have to start DJ Moore this week. Anyway, damn, he's not. Are you sure?
Yeah.
All right, then, yeah.
Rome isn't on the injury report. I don't see it there.
I haven't heard anything about Rome.
I'll find it right now. Hold on.
You know what? No, I'm still taking it over. Because I have a final score in my head of like 27-24, which would be, 51 points? Yeah, give me the over. Yeah, I'm taking it over. But anyway, A-Rod, go ahead and look that up before you make your pick or whatever you want to do.
Just give me Houston to cover. Houston to cover, and then over. You think that over or under? Go ahead. Under.
All right. Okay, let's move on. Just for some quick recap from last week. Just to kind of looking at strategies or whatever. Vic, based on anything that you watched from week 1, have any of your strategies of how you're going to approach some of these teams or players or anything like that, has anything changed for you based on what you saw in week 1? For example, A-Rod just a little bit ago said like he's looking at DeMarcus Robinson as like
MCL sprain considered week to week.
Wow. Doomsday?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, give me the under. Change mine to the under. But anyway, Vic, has any of your strategy changed now based on what you saw from week 1?
Yes. I don't love the tight ends that I thought I'd love. It's crazy, but like I don't really love Mark Andrews anymore. Kittle's fine. I think Kittle's good. Travis Kelce is still good, but I mean, I think a lot of his as the season goes on, I think his target share is going to go down a little bit, especially when Mahomes has a little bit more trust. So tight ends scare me a little bit, and it looks like it's going to be a more run-happy year. I mean, how many quarterbacks passed for over 300 yards this week?
Yeah, it was crazy. I think Tua was the only one that was over 300. I think something like that.
Yeah, and so quarterbacks are far and few between too.
Yeah.
If you have a good one, hold on to them.
Shit,
I think you guys are thinking a little bit too early, man. I think it's game planning for the team you play against, and it just happened to fall that way.
I don't know. It's got to be the first time in a long time that we've had only one 300-yard passer in the NFL.
Yeah.
So for you, strategically, I mean, what would you say like may have changed for you?
Nothing. I'm still a wide receiver heavy guy. I'm always about trying to keep your wide receivers that have a high target share. Keep them at, don't give up on your number one guys that you have, and if they had a bad week, stick with them, because I think like A-Rod said, I think passing is going to bounce back at least a little bit next week. So.
You know what, A-Rod, let me ask you a question, because we're getting into our little fantasy portion of this. So we talked about tight ends for a little bit last week for a reason, because like we talked about Trey McBride, we talked about Sam Laporta. So looking at, because that was the position that I think that was what you said. That was like the biggest loser with the tight ends, right? Who should we be over? Who are we overreacting on, and who should we just like just from a tight end perspective? He'll be fine.
All the tight end ones. All the tight end ones. Yeah, all of them. Yeah, Mark Andrews is fine, man. Mark Andrews is fine.
Oh no, Vic convinced me that Isaiah.
He's not the tight end one anymore.
Drop him. See what happens.
Yeah.
Drop him.
I mean, looking at how they. I mean, from an ADP.
Train him is what you should do.
For sure. From an ADP standpoint, Kelce, number 1 pick, didn't have a good week. Sam Laporta was okay. Mark Andrews, no. Trey McBride was fine, but no. Kittle Evan Ingram, Kyle Pitts had a touchdown. Jake Ferguson didn't do much, and Joe. It's going to be a weird, spooky year for tight ends.
Who's the guy that I said keep an eye on for the Saints? Who's the guy I said keep an eye on for the Saints?
Juwan Johnson. You did say that. You did say that. So should we be looking at people who are like a little bit lower on the totem pole still from an ADP standpoint? For example, obviously it's Isaiah Likely. Taysom Hill, we talked about him a little bit. Should we consider him? Juwan Jennings, obviously. Cade Otton. I mean, shit.
I think this is the sure. Don't do this to me. Don't gas me with Juwan Jennings, okay? Don't do that. Yeah,
pick him up. He should be on your team if he's available. If he's available, you're telling me you wouldn't take Juwan Jennings if he was available in your league right now on the waiver wire? I wouldn't start him, but take him.
We talking about receiver Juwan Jennings, or we talking about Juwan Johnson, tight end from the Saints?
Oh no, not tight end from the Saints. No, Juwan Jennings is a receiver.
Johnson, Juwan Jennings.
Okay. Oh, I got confused.
Juwan Jennings can sit there and fester. You need a backup tight end. I think this is the part of the season where your mind is full of fuck. You're like, holy shit, the guys that I have didn't perform. You know, I just could have beaten my opponent, but he had Saquon Barkley put up 38 points on me. So you're definitely
it's all overreaction theater right now, but still.
It is. Just, you know, the guys you should pick up like Mason. If CMC isn't going to play and you need a running back to plug in for a week, there's your guy. Pick him up. If you need a backup quarterback and the guy you have you're not happy with, you know, if you have Caleb Williams as your starter and Matthew Stafford is there, maybe pick up Matthew Stafford. It's all strategic, but like the big name guys that you're taking, it's hard to give up on them. KK, I applaud you for giving up on Marvin Harrison. Good job doing that and getting George Pickens. That's a Howie Roseman move if I've ever heard of.
And Kenneth Walker.
Yeah, so I think that's a good move for you. But I think it's early to panic. I think by week 3, that's when we start feeling out like, hey, what do we do with this guy? What do we do with that? And you go from there. But the tight ends, like, that's always a hard position. That's always a hard position to cover you. And I always tell myself I want my tight end to at least give me 10 points. The ones that score 20 and 30, like, those are anomalies. They don't exist really. So
if I'm let's do like some start 'em, sit 'em type of deal, right? So we're looking at the schedule. Who are some of the games that we talked about? Like Buffalo, Miami. Oh, all right. Dalton Kincaid, for example. That was somebody who I drafted. A dud. Do I start him, sit him, or trade him?
Yeah, you start him.
Start him.
Seattle, New England. Man, no. Tampa Bay, Cade Otton, Sam Laporta. You still start Sam Laporta, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
fucking losers.
Mark Andrews. Do you start him or sit him or trade him?
If you have Isaiah Likely, I start Isaiah Likely over Mark Andrews.
You don't have Isaiah Likely. You have
Trade him.
Starting him. I'm
you
starting
still starting him, A-Rod?
Absolutely.
That's crazy, dude. Like, you could just tell that the target share just wasn't for him.
Dalton Schultz, you starting him, trading him, or sitting him?
Starting him. If not, I cut him if he sucks.
You're loyal to the soil, A-Rod.
I'm very loyal, man. It's hard. Like the people that shark the waiver wire piss me off. That's what pisses me off the most. You drafted this team, you're in the trenches with them. The ones that don't perform, those are the ones you get rid of. But if they score 9.8 points and you go get a guy that scores you 10 points, that is the same position, you're just sick in my head. Yeah, that's how I think about it.
Quarterback.
So missed out on Puka Nacua last year.
Vic, quarterbacks next week. Are there any quarterbacks that you are high on and quarterbacks you are like absolutely not?
Yeah, I mean, if you are like, I think I'm kind of pissed because A-Rod took the guy I was gonna say, but Matthew Stafford. If he is available in your league and you need a quarterback because Jordan Love got hurt, that's a quarterback I'd pick up. I know he was available in my league, and I picked him up to start for Jordan Love, who's hurt. I wouldn't give up on Caleb Williams yet. There was a lot that I saw that I liked there, but I don't know that I'd give up on him yet. But yeah, if there's a Matt Stafford available, or Kirk Cousins maybe in your league, pick one of those guys up. Just in
drafted
case.
Jordan Love and I drafted Caleb Williams. So I have no choice but to start Caleb Williams this week. Should I feel confident in my start against the Houston Texans?
No. I would pick up Matt Stafford.
All right. I'll check if he's available. All right, cool. Era, are there any running backs that you are high on based on what you were watching week one, and anybody who you like, all right, it was a fluke? Anybody that you thought was a fluke?
J.K. Dobbins is my fluke. I'm sorry, boys. I know you love him, but I think he's my fluke. I love Saquon Barkley for sure. That guy is good. I like Jerome Ford for the Browns. He finds ways to get busy. Who else was there? Was another one that I was thinking. Come back to me. It'll come eventually. Pause. So, yeah.
Vic, receivers.
Oh, Ramondre.
Oh yeah, love him. Yeah, definitely start him. Give me your receivers, Vic. Who we starting? Who we sitting?
I mean, you're definitely starting. You know, your top guys. Devontae
I'm
Smith.
talking about based on like what we witnessed from week one. Anybody who may have underperformed or overperformed, the blah blah. You know what I mean?
Oh, Chris Godwin, you're believing that 100%.
Definitely.
I think the guy is it Brian Thomas Jr.?
Yeah, Jacksonville.
Yeah, I think even though he's a rookie wide receiver, I think I'd give him the start this next week. That's a good defense that they got down there in Miami. And he had quite a good game. Brock Bowers is another one I'm starting.
Yes. All right. So we start between Brock Bowers and Dalton Kincaid because I literally have both of them. How would you play that?
Ooh, I like Brock Bowers better only because I think he's the main target there in Las Vegas.
I'll tell you what you need to do when it comes to tight ends. You need to look at the opposing team that they're playing, and you need to see how many points do they give up to tight ends.
That's always something that's going to work, though. You know what I mean? Like,
I believe in that shit. It's like right-handed hitters against lefties.
Yeah.
Free fucking money.
All right. And then last but not least, I'm a defensive streamer. Oh, and shout out to all the kickers last week. I think kickers were like all day. It was like some old school football. Like you mentioned, it was a lot of running the football, low passing yards, and a lot of less analytics and like, yo, let's just kick the football, bro. Let's just kick the football. 52 yards, 55. Nobody was scared to kick the football. So if you thought they was gonna get rid of the kicking game in NFL, nah, it's still important. It's still very important. So shout out to kickers. But defenses, I do like to stream. Who would you be? Who would be your stream of the week? Mine is anybody who plays the Panthers, but let's not do that. And leave the Panthers out of anybody who plays the Panthers out of this. Who would be your stream of the week?
Colts defense.
Colts defense. Who do the Colts play?
The Packers.
Oh. But they're playing in Green Bay. You still like that?
With Malik Willis, I've seen the way the guy plays. Like, shit.
That's straight. What you got, Vic?
Give me the Jacksonville Jaguars versus the Browns.
I like it. I do like that.
I like that too.
Shit, man. Yeah, give me anybody playing Carolina. But outside of that, I don't know what to do with the Giants because I want to pick Washington's defense or the Giants defense. I don't know, but I'll leave that alone.
Auction itself, in my opinion.
That's
a foam fight. That's a foam noodle fight you're gonna get right there.
It is a foam noodle fight, but
you're gonna get 4-4 out of both of them.
Yeah, you're right. But outside of that, last but not least, with the rookie sensations who performed last week, who actually, this is kind of a two-part question. Who from the rookie class, Vic, I know you don't really care from the rookie class, but who from the rookie class that maybe didn't get off to the best start do you have the most confidence in to continue to be that guy that everyone expects him to be? Whether it's Caleb, Marvin, doesn't matter about the position. Who would you feel the most confident in from the rookie performers?
Definitely Caleb Williams. I think he's gonna get better. I don't think he's getting any worse than what he was week 1. So I'd take Caleb Williams.
A-Rod, who would you say you're the most confident in from the rookie class?
Like to get better, you mean, right? Not confident.
Get better, yeah. To improve on what they. Yeah.
I got 2. I got Caleb Williams and I got the kid from Buffalo, Coleman. I like both of them.
I did like what I saw from Keon Coleman. I do like that.
And he knows all like old school basketball players, so he gets a leg up for me for 2 pause.
That's wild, bro.
I said pause.
No, I do. I want to say I want to say Marvin is still going to be that guy.
He ain't on your team no more. Don't worry about him.
He's not on he's on another one of my teams though. So I still want to say Marvin Harris is going to be one of those guys. So I'm gonna say because I know Kyler Murray. Look, if I'm the GM,
there was something that Kyler Murray said in his interview that kind of pissed me off. He's like, "It's not my job to get him the ball. It is your job to get him the fucking ball."
There's no way.
Doesn't matter, man.
He still ain't watching film. He still ain't watching film.
He ain't. And that's the thing. I told you something doesn't smell right. You bring in a guy like Marvin Harrison Jr. who's just knows his role, knows he's a rookie, but like there's a lot expected of him to help this kid out. And you ran a perfect route where you were like in the end zone doing cartwheels and jumping jacks. Like,
yeah, but Kyler Murray is 5'3", bro. He can't see over that line.
It doesn't smell good in Arizona. I'm so fucking sorry, but it does not smell good. It does not smell good to me.
All right. Well, that's all we got with the fantasy and everything. I do want to have a quick segment on the Super Bowl conversation as far as like the halftime show. Quite frankly, I personally don't understand what all the hoopla is about. And Vic, you can chime in because who you seen this weekend, Vic?
Luke Bryan. But
Luke Bryan.
Not my choice. I'm going with my wife.
And then Morgan Wallen gonna be back, in a couple of weeks because he missed that other concert like a month ago. Who do you like between Morgan Wallen and Luke Bryan?
I don't know any Luke Bryan songs, and I didn't know any Morgan Wallen songs until I went to Morgan Wallen's concert. So
he won't stop singing when we play golf too.
So good.
So basically, if a halftime show, right? It's a 15-20 minute concert. Do you think it really matters who the hell performs during halftime, Vic?
Yeah.
Is that something that you look forward to?
Yeah.
Year?
Yeah, man, it's fun, especially when it's a good one. Like Lady Gaga's was fucking sweet. Katy Perry, like I don't listen to any of their music, but I love those halftime shows. They're a lot of fun.
Shakira and Jennifer Lopez. Good lord.
Shakira was great. Jennifer Lopez. It was Jennifer Lopez, the one that did it, but it was the two of them together. That was great. That was really good. It was fun to watch.
Got more rings than Michael Jordan. She needed to chill out, bro.
Yeah, she does. But no, it does matter. And I honestly, I love Kendrick, and I'm a big Kendrick fan, but I'm disappointed that Kendrick is the one doing the halftime show.
Why are you disappointed?
Because I want somebody like that has like songs that like, I don't know, like pop. I want like more of a pop artist doing the halftime show. You know what I mean? Like a rap artist is like, that's a different type of show for me. Yeah. But that's just why I feel personally.
All right, A-Rod. Now, obviously, if you're on the interwebs and you see all the bullshit that's going on with Nicki Minaj and Lil Wayne and Birdman put it on Gladys. Birdman put it on Gladys. When he puts anything on Gladys, that means he's mad. And a lot of other artists are angry with Jay-Z actually because he is part of the committee, even though he doesn't make the final decision. Right. They are all a little bit perturbed about who they selected for the halftime show. A-Rod, do you have any input here? Because I know you follow beat writers for sports, and you follow blogs. You probably listen to Hot 97 every day. So what have you hearing in the Twitter world and the inner world and all that shit?
If I had to see Taylor Swift, I would have been in an uproar. That's all I'm saying. If Taylor Swift was the one,
you knew that wasn't going to happen.
I know, but
that would have been a great show, though. I would have been a good show.
The NFL, like, I know they're trying to appease to as many women as possible. The core NFL fan base would revolt. They would revolt.
I'll say that the best halftime shows I've seen have been Katy Perry riding that fucking tiger and what's the chick's name?
Lady Gaga.
Lady Gaga jumping off the fucking roof.
Do you know what song has been stuck in my head all day today? Rain on me, rain on me. Lady Gaga's very talented. All right,
Lady Gaga's got some bangers.
What I will say this about the halftime show. I know people were like, oh, well, Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne is not a good performer. And I've been listening to Lil Wayne for over 25 years. I love Lil Wayne. As he's gotten older, he sounds like he is on drugs. And he doesn't remember the words to his songs anymore because he doesn't write shit down. He would have been a bad pick to be a performer.
I'm not gonna lie, I would have loved the Lil Wayne halftime show.
I get it.
Here's my gripe with everything. Here's my gripe. I do feel bad it's not Lil Wayne because he did come on TV and I think it was Taylor Rooks he was talking to, and she was like, how would you feel to perform in the Super Bowl in New Orleans? And he said, I want to do that. That's something I would want to do. So I feel bad for him in that aspect, but right now Kendrick Lamar is like the selling artist right now. Like, I drive down the street and I still hear They Not Like Us being played. And the funny thing to it all is we're going to get him exposing Drake to pedophilia in front of the entire world all over again, which is going to be great for me. But I think it's a weird kind of pick because you usually want to kind of stay in the city of like if there's a big artist from the city, you kind of want to get that artist. And I feel like Wayne would be that guy because he can bring out other artists too to collaborate with him as well. But I understand the point that you not trying to keep it just New Orleans style. I know for the city of New Orleans, that would be revolutionary for Wayne to do that. But in this, like, who gives a fuck, man? It's Kendrick. Kendrick going to put on a show. He's going to put on a show. He did one at the old fucking Forum in LA and basically brought out the entire NBA to fucking crip walk on stage with him. So it's going to be a good time. New Orleans people are just butthurt. They deserve to be butthurt. I understand it, but just get over it. It is what it is. Tampa, they didn't put Tampa Tony on stage. They put The Weeknd here for us. So
yeah, like, come on now. The Weeknd is not from Tampa, though. He's from Canada. I just gotta say, I could care less. I think everyone needs to calm the fuck down, and we just need to kumbaya and keep it moving. I will add though, Shannon Sharpe has finally said his IG was not hacked. It was indeed him, and it was the IG live was just accidentally on. So I don't know what this man was thinking, but yeah, that is what we're dealing with in 2024. Shannon Sharpe kicks off the year with Cat Williams, and now he's trying to end the year with whatever the Michelle chick name is. So, yeah, shout out to Shannon Sharpe.
Think he's done? Do you think he's done on ESPN?
Nah, he ain't going nowhere. That's gonna be weird, bro. Luckily, he doesn't have to go on TV tomorrow, so he ain't got to address Stephen A. Smith. And it might die down by next week, Monday, but it's kind of embarrassing, dog. It's kind of embarrassing. I mean, I don't know. It's weird, bro.
Was he looking at like his Instagram while he was like tearing her guts up? What was he doing? Like, come on, bro. Put your phone down.
I don't know, man. I'm just reading all the comments and yeah, I don't know.
He's trying to do a video, I bet. He's trying to do a video.
He thought he was being sneaky.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know, man. He said he's embarrassed. So it was definitely him. So was not hacked. Breaking news, he was not hacked. So
thank God I can go to sleep tonight.
I can sleep well tonight. I'm about to eat my taco dirty. But yeah. Any last thoughts before we wrap it up this week? Pause. Golly. Before we wrap it up this week, Vic, any last thoughts for you?
No. I'm excited for another good week of football.
Hey, Rod.
If you wrapping things up, just Shannon Sharpe, wrap it up, and dude, come on, man, be smarter than that. You an old head. Come on. All I think about is like, how your uncle takes like the picture of like his face like right in the camera like this.
Yeah. He is 55 or something like that. So
yeah.
He said he
37
found out
37 Saturday, boys.
He said he cried when he found out he was on live. Damn.
I cried too, laughing.
Yeah, we about this. This is hilarious. Aaron, I got nothing, bro. So, Aaron, where can they find us?
37 on Saturday, boys. Another year around the sun. It's gonna be a good day of golf for me and Vic and Sammy. Wish you were there, Kay. One day we'll get you out.
I can't go on Saturday. Damn. It's my girl's dad's birthday, dog. What am I supposed to do? I'm going to Venice with the old folks, bro.
It's on the 4th. His birthday's the 14th.
No, his is he's celebrating it this Saturday, but his birthday is I think on the 17th.
He might do something too. We'll see. I'll let you know birthday festivities if I do anything.
Do something on Sunday. Do something on Sunday for the NFL. I can get it. Oh.
I might go to the Patriots bar with Sammy again. That was a good time. So
I'm gonna go.
You're going, Vic?
I'm gonna try and go. Yeah.
Let me check my calendar because the wife will be updating the calendar, so I gotta check. Damn. We'll see. I'm gonna try.
TBD. All right. You can find us on Twitter /X at @fair_weather_pod. You can find us on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. Search for Fair Weather Podcast, wherever you subscribe or listen to podcast audio. You can catch us there. Search for Fair Weather Podcast. Take it away, somebody.
Vic, take it away.
They're eating our pets, our dogs, our cats. We have to stop the madness.
In Springfield, they're eating the dogs.
Terrible.
Meanwhile, Haitians are like,
why you say fuck me for?